Hello and welcome to Mastery Muse. Today we have another special guest who could be a real role model for many, many women. She is a mom to 3 children. She has a master degree in information and computer science and been working in IT and even co-created plenty of Android applications. She has a big interest in all things related to health, things that make us youthful and so on. And for about 2.5 years now, she's been teaching face yoga. So a really juicy personality here on the channel. And I'm very happy that you have found the time and willingness to talk to us, Marija. Tell us your story.
As you were saying, I worked most of my life in IT industry. I have been in all stages of development. But about 12 or 13 years ago, when I had my first child and it was time that I go back to work, I really didn't want to go back to work. I just wanted to be a stay-home mom, which is quite surprising because I always thought that I'm quite feministic and the woman should be working, and now I want to stay at home. But nevertheless, I felt the need and I stayed home. I had a wonderful time with my children for about a year. And then I got a bit bored and I wanted to work again. And then my husband, out of the blue, said one day, maybe we can work on mobile applications since we are both from IT industry. And I said, yes. And so we started to develop mobile application. He only has a part-time job because he has another job. And I think for about 5 years or so, I was in mobile applications and doing everything from developing, marketing, designing, translating. May I tell you just one little story about this application? There is one application that has voice instructions. Mm-hmm. And I recorded myself in 13 languages, and I speak only 3 of them.
Wow!
So I hope I got the translations right. Actually, the one language is Japanese, and I know you speak Japanese, so maybe later you can tell me if I got the right translations.
Sounds good. That's so amazing how open you are to different skills and applying them to work on a specific, goal or project or outcome.
So I was working mobile application. We had, let's say, some relative success, nothing like big success. So like about 6 years ago, I went back to a corporate job and also in IT industry. And I left it at the end of the last year. Basically, right now, I'm back to mobile application, and I also started, as you mentioned, teaching face yoga. And somewhere in between, I also joined Toastmasters and to improve my public speaking skills.
That's impressive. What was this application about, first of all?
It's actually a back camera selfie. Because back then there were a lot of phones that didn't have front camera, and when you have to take the selfie with back camera, you don't see yourself. So I was directing them, turn your head up, down, left, right, smile.
Oh, that's cool. How did you come up with this? Like, how did you find this business case or, this problem?
That it just came out of actually my husband thought of it, and actually there were some people from Portuguese who said, wow, we are blind and this applications is so helpful. Like, we really didn't expect that we will actually solve some real problem for somebody.
That's amazing. That's so impressive, and I have this reflection right now that sometimes we think we need to come up with some great ideas and do amazing big things. And then something simple can already solve so many problems.
Yeah.
Wow, what a lovely story to start.
But just one thing that somebody wrote in comments that in German I sound like a Hitler.
Oh man, maybe it's something about the language. Maybe from like you also speak multiple languages. One thing that I observed is that depending on the language you speak, sometimes the voice changes quite a lot. And I remember speaking to a Dutch girl or a woman, Dutch woman, and whenever we were speaking English, her voice sounded very normal in my head. But when we switched to Dutch, it was so low. She would sound so low. And I was wondering, how is it possible that somebody has such a low voice? It just mind-blowing. Sometimes I'm really fascinated by this, languages and how they change our behavior somehow even.
Yeah, but German language is great, so it was me that I didn't do it perfectly, I
What
guess.
do you speak? What languages do you speak?
I speak English, German, Croatian, and that I speak well, fluently, but I also know a bit of Italian, but tiny bit Spanish, but un poco.
But you are in Slovenia.
Yes, Slovenia. And Slovene, yes, of course.
I was confused for a moment, like,
Yeah, of course, Slovene. And in Slovenia, I have many dialects.
Okay, wow, that's really nice. Like you have so many skills. Maybe if you had to pick like three skills that define you the most, or the ones that you like using in your life, what would they be?
As I said, I know how to program. That's a skill that a lot of girls don't have, and I'm so kind of proud of this. And also, I would say that is my communication skill. I can usually easily connect to people and talk to them, but the first place probably goes to my public speaking skills, especially because I had really, really, really big blockage, a trauma actually in this area when I was in my 20s. And I had to overcome this. And now I am actually most alive, most myself when I'm at this stage and giving speeches, trainings, or lectures. I think I give everything, my energy, my passion, all of myself to the speech I have. I'm not like a professional speaker that I want to be, but with years, let's hope I will get there.
We'll both get there. It's like
Yeah,
just a journey.
it's the journey. Yeah.
Where is the face yoga fitting with all that?
Yeah, of course. Lately, like a bit more than 2 years, I'm teaching face yoga, and it's also the skill that I quite like. I like to teach people about it. I enjoy it. And do you want me to say anything about face yoga now?
Yes, maybe you can explain what it is. I remember that the first time we talked about it, I was quite surprised because I did some yoga trainings before when I used to live in London, but I never heard of face yoga. So I tried a little bit things also with you, as you know. But maybe this skill is very exotic to most people. So if you could maybe give an introduction about that would be cool.
No surprise, we have also muscle on our faces. And may I show one picture of our face?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh, it's a big picture. I will go a little bit back. So this is our face, and we have many muscles. These are not all the muscles we have on our face, but some of them, and you can see them. And as any muscle, you need to train also the muscles on your face, because if you don't train, what happens to any muscle? It kind of loses tone, gets slabby, and in face it shows that our faces are getting down, the gravity takes over. So here comes the face yoga. It is basically a set of exercises that you're putting your face, let's say, in some strange positions, usually by resistance and counter resistance. And with this you're training your face muscles, and also the skin gets improved because there is much more circulations going there. There are actually many kinds of face yoga, and I thought that everybody knows it because it is really there are a lot of great teachers out there, and I'm sure every face yoga is great. But the way I teach face yoga is called Tao face yoga. It's a bit different. Of course, we do with the face, but we put a lot of emphasis on how we breathe. We should correctly breathe with belly. And we also include the muscles of our pelvic floor. And if you combine the muscles on your face and the muscles of pelvic floor, it really boosts up the exercises. We kind of say that it also rejuvenates our hormones, so we are more youthful, more juicy. But I would like to say that face yoga is not just for women. Also men have muscles on face. So yeah, also men are quite welcome to face yoga.
That's so interesting. I'm thinking about, the fact that everything you said also like about this face getting like a bit sloppy, slappy, saggy. I don't know what the
Like,
good,
yeah.
but also in, not only from the public speaking perspective, because we are more and more online. Like I work remotely, I'm constantly on the camera. Like, this is very often the first impression that somebody has of you, how your face looks like, how you look like. So do you have like a favorite exercise or one exercise that you would like to share with us today?
I have my favorite exercise, but I will not going to teach you because it's a bit complex. But I can teach you some very simple exercise, simple in steps, but you will tell me if it's simple to do it.
Let's try it.
Okay, so let me just show once again this picture. These are the muscles. But now we are going to train with the muscle that is not on this picture. Can you guess which muscle this will be? It is on our face, but it's not shown here.
So something on top of the nose?
No, here is the nose.
What could it be missing? I struggle. I just look at the white colors and try to point like what is not shown and what must be white. So maybe the lips or this, I don't know.
It's a tricky question. It is the tongue.
The tongue, okay.
Tongue is also quite a big
Can you show the picture again?
Tongue is actually quite a big muscle, and according to traditional Chinese medicine, it is connected to our heart and to our organ. And it really, you should have a flexible, strong tongue. So let's get it work. Okay, so first just relax your mouth and tongue. Now put your tongue between your teeth and your upper lip, like this. Try to put your shoulders down. Do not wrinkle yourself here. Okay. Now start to slowly circulate with your tongue. Slowly is the better. The more slowly you will get, the better. And you are doing it, and you can do it for as long as you can. This is actually a perfect exercise to do, let's say, in a car, because there are no hands involved. You have free hands. You have your face always with you. You can do it while you are watching TV, and just slowly circulating.
Oh, I already feel the muscle. Gosh, I didn't even do 1 minute. How long can you do it?
I can do it for quite a long. Yeah, I usually count to 36 in one direction, 36 in another direction, and then on the sides, and in the other side, and this side.
Wow, I did like 4, and I'm already.
So let's relax it then. Yeah.
But this is interesting. A nice exercise. I think everybody can do it, even when we wait in the meetings.
Yes, of course. When you're cooking, anything you're doing, you can always include this. It's quite easy to remember. I hope it is, but it's not. But do it slowly, and maybe you notice that you had a lot of saliva. That's good, because we say that the more saliva we have, the more youthful we are.
Oh,
like a saliva is the juice of youthfulness, life, the energy.
That's really interesting. I never thought about it this way. Yeah. And the association usually with saliva is like people spitting or like eating sloppily somehow. So it's not so positive association that I have with it, although I know it helps with digestion. Maybe there is a connection there.
Yeah. If you remember the little babies, they are so full of saliva.
It's true. Yeah, you know it better than me because I don't have children. So but my sister is quite young. I remember holding her. I think 14 years difference between me and my sister. I might be miscalculating. Maybe it's 13. But Thank you for sharing this exercise, Maria. And I like to
Welcome.
ask you, because you mentioned so many elements, and also transitioning from motherhood to career and so on, and changing the direction for yourself. What was for you the driver? Like, what was for you the criterion that helped you make the right decision for you?
Oh, this is a tricky question because for some things I felt inside like this is that something I should do. For something like for like being in IT industry, I was just studying and then was just like kind of went along with it. Yeah. But when I heard about face yoga, it really like kind of draw me. I wanted to teach first for myself, but not just because of being like youthful and beautiful, but also because I want to have a lot of energy and do the things that are natural.
Hmm.
That is like all the things that I do, I try to have a criteria. Is this natural? Will this hurt me in some way? Is there are any side effects?
So the natural, like the element of being natural was something that was drawing you to yoga?
But also like when I, for instance, when I choose what to eat, I would always eat something which is actually growing. I don't eat any sugar.
That sounds really healthy. Maybe this
But
is
it wasn't always like that. I was quite a chocoholic back in the years, and I smoked as well. I guess when you are over 40, you should really start to look care for yourself. If you don't, your health will go down the drain. Yes.
yes, I think the health is something like the sooner we start taking care of it, the
Yeah.
better. Because in the end, it's our biggest currency in Italy, I feel. Like I feel that people think of resources as like money, time, network, and so on. But our health, I mean, if you don't have this, you cannot do anything with this over resources. So I think it's kind of like a forgotten resource. Was it also something that helped you decide when to switch the career or priorities for your family and motherhood back to the corporate career? Was this also related to health?
No, I would not say no. Just no, 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 no. I don't have all the answers. Something just happens. That's
Okay,
also the truth. Yeah.
okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of the tricky parts maybe about our world because it's so dynamic. It can change so quickly. Like we saw it also with the pandemic, of course, in 2020, where it changed so quickly. Sometimes just some situation happens, and we need to figure out our best way in that
Yeah.
moment. Hmm.
And sometimes if we fall, that's also not a bad thing. Everybody will fall for at least one times in life. That's unavoidable, I would say.
Mm, that's true. I think we need to be prepared for this.
No.
I have a reflection about my own life when I moved to Austria. I also felt like, oh my God, what did I do? Probably the worst decision in my life. I just like, totally changed my life and needed to build it up from zero in the new country. That was also one of the topics, like a theme in the conversation I had with David. But if you think about the people who are maybe younger than you, because you already have a lot of life experience and you manage to navigate this conflicting, somehow not conflicting, they can be united, but like different life areas, right? With the family and the career and pursuing some own interests and passions. If you had to give some tips to somebody who's not that far yet, who just starts the journey, imagine people just graduated and they like, what should I do with my life? What would be your tip for these people?
Actually, I have a daughter that is 20 years old, and I am pretty sure that those generation don't want to hear some advices from older people. So I don't think I would give them some real advice, some like big advice, because they will not listen. I remember myself; I would not listen to. So no, no serious advice. But I can say this: it is never too early to start to do face yoga.
That's nice.
Yeah, because I started when I was 46, and if somebody starts at 20, wow, imagine how. youthful, and more important, more energy, more focus you will have if you will start it yoga. Because there's also one interesting about face yoga is when you're doing it regularly, it really gives you focus. Yeah.
I can relate to it from this, the face yoga that you showed me privately, the exercises.
Yeah.
I remember I had a lot of tension, and I also think that our face has so many possibilities for expression. And I think we use a lot of muscles subconsciously, like when we are angry or when we are wondering or when we're focused at work or stressed, there is a lot of tension accumulating there. And I remember after doing these exercises that you prepared, I felt like, this is nice to be like more mindful and release this pressure. And it kind of helps you get a different mindset for the day. So maybe
Yeah.
it would be a tip for the young people. Let's see if they will pick it up.
But the trick is that you are doing it.
Yes.
It's not working if you are not doing it.
How much time do you dedicate to face yoga every day? To practice, not to teach others, just for yourself.
I usually do at least one exercise. Sometimes I do it like 20 minutes, but I also combine it with body exercises so that I don't have to have a separate time for the face and for the body. I'm not like a strict on myself. You should do it every day or you are a loser. No, no, no. We should be kind to ourselves. Yeah. But at least one exercise per day, that's, I guess, a minimum.
That's nice. You can really start small. And I like what you said, like you should be kind to yourself. I think this should be our driver in the end, the kindness to ourselves and to others. Maria, I see that our time is slowly running out. So I'm gonna say thank you very much for coming here and sharing your life experience and your story and your tips and even the exercise for the face yoga. I want to say thank you to our viewers as well for being here with us. If you have any questions to Maria, you can send them in the comments in the comments. And I also am going to link to Maria's profile so you can contact her if you want to explore more face yoga or anything else or get her tips on anything else that you want to develop. And yes, also share your biggest takeaways from our conversations in the comments. It helps also other people to see what was valuable. And it's also nice feedback for Maria.
Thank you, Marika, for inviting me. And I wish you great success with this channel. And I hope that you will be amused to a lot of people.
Thank you so much, Maria. Have a nice
Bye-bye.
First. Welcome to Master Muse. These are the bloopers, and we just danced to Unstoppable. Hello, Maria.
Hello, Marika.
How was your day?
So far, quite good. Thank you. And yours?
Much better now because we get to talk, and I'm so excited. And I know your favorite song now.
Yeah.
Are you ready to start?
Sure.
Perfect. So, welcome to Master Muse. Today with a special blooper. Maria, how do I pronounce your surname?
It's Valpotic.
Vapotic?
Yeah, it's
Vapotic.
good enough.
Do I pronounce the second V?
Yes, it's the second V, yes.
Vapotic?
Kind of.
Can you repeat?
I'm happy with that.
But can you repeat again?
Yes, Valpotic.
Vapotic. So the po is the accent, right?
Yeah.
Vapotic. 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 The bloopers are the best part, I tell you.
I'm sweating so hard.
I'm also hot. Today the sun came out and it's so hot.